Welcome back, everyone. So today we're not going to cover a video. I wanted to go back a bit and discuss something from a couple of weeks ago since I was unable to do so at the time. Now, I don't want to talk about the actual shooting so much. The details are all out there at this point, so if you don't know what happened, you can easily find out. I did link an article in the description if you don't know. What I want to discuss is the left's reaction to this event. Specifically, how the talking heads on the left all feign total surprise that this happened and why the reaction is total bullshit. To start, let's examine the messaging from the left. Let's see the types of things they've been saying and doing since. Well, in some cases, even before Trump was elected. I'm sure we all remember this.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Now, put aside her words for a second and consider the reaction from the crowd. Does that sound like a group of people who oppose violence to you? Judging by the cheers she received, I'd say no. It sounds like a crowd in favor of such action to me. How about another Hollywood lefty totally opposed to violence?
I'd like to punch him in the face.
Nope, totally not advocating violence there. Here's another. Truly a message of love and peace. And this? I'm sure we all remember this. This isn't a message at all, right? It was just a joke, right, Kathy? How about this? A play that says it seeks to answer the question, why do people kill Republicans? Interesting timing there, but I'm sure this wouldn't give unstable lefties who've been whipped up into a frenzied panic any ideas or anything. Then there's Johnny Depp's so-called joke.
It's just a question. I'm not insinuating anything. By the way, this is going to be in the press. It'll be horrible. But I like that you're all a part of it. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? It's been a while. And maybe it's time.
Nothing to see here, right? He's just innocently asking a question. No implications at all. He was just curious, wasn't he? And who could forget Sarah Silverman's tweet calling for a military coup? A totally non-violent coup, I assume, because of course the left doesn't condone violence, right? Plenty more actors and musicians in the anti-Trump camp saying similar things. It's just Hollywood elites though, right? No one listens to them anyway, so it's not like their rhetoric could possibly have any effect on average people. So how about Democratic Party officials then? Elizabeth Warren wants to cut open Republican bodies in the most unviolent way possible, I guess. It's just a joke though, right? Don't be a stick in the mud. She's not suggesting anything. Democratic rep from Florida, Val Demings, thinks the violent riots at Berkeley were a beautiful sight. Yeah, we saw what happened there. She certainly seems to be against violence. How about Loretta Lynch?
I know that this is a time of great fear and uncertainty for so many people. I know it's a time of concern for people who see our rights being assailed, being trampled on, and even being rolled back. I know that this is difficult, but I remind you that this has never been easy. We have always had to work to move this country forward to achieve the great ideals of our founding fathers.
Now, I can't play the whole video without risking a copyright strike here because it's just too long. But here's the rest of what she said, and I've given you a link at the bottom so you can go watch it for yourself. But she went on to say, it has been people, individuals, who have banded together, ordinary people, who simply saw what needed to be done and came together and supported those ideals, who have made the difference. They've marched, they've bled, and yes, some of them died. This is hard. Every good thing is. We have done this before, we can do this again. Now that's not directly calling for violence, is it? I mean, there's no way that the people you've just scared to death are going to see that in any way a call for violence. I mean, you just told them that their rights and freedoms are under attack. I'm sure they'll just sit quietly and wait for the next election cycle, right? And let's not forget the direct reaction to this shooting from a couple Democrats. Shooting Republicans is some funny shit, hey Chelsea? And the totally non-violent Phil Montag of the Nebraska Democratic Party is glad Scalise was shot. It's just a bummer he didn't die, right, Phil? Again, though, these are elites, right? No one listens to the elites. They totally don't have any sway over ordinary people with the messages they're putting out, right? High school English teacher at Campana High School in Camarillo, California, tells her class that she lost a bet because Trump wasn't shot on Inauguration Day. Bit of an odd thing to tell a class of high school students, wouldn't you say? But then, not like she was explicitly saying he should be killed. She was just betting on it. No harm there, right? That's not an implicit message or anything. Why not be a little more explicit then? This Dallas teacher acted out shooting Trump in front of her class with a water gun while screaming, "Die! Die!" Nope, no message there either. How about the University of Central Florida Socialist Club just harmlessly teaching middle school students to beat and smash piñatas of Trump, Jeff Sessions, and Steve Bannon? No, that's still not advocating violence. That's just more peaceful resistance. I mean, who doesn't love to smash piñatas that look like people you don't like, right? And teaching kids to do it, that's not a message at all. That couldn't possibly lead to anything violent. So let's see what happens after months and months of these peaceful messages being put forth by the left. This is Republican Representative Tom Garrett from Virginia. Seems some rather peaceful protesters wanted to convey a message of love and respectful disagreement with Representative Garrett, so they sent him several detailed death threats. How nice of them to let him know they care, huh? This is Arizona's 2nd District Republican Representative Martha McSally. Apparently, the FBI didn't get the joke when 58-year-old Steve Martin left threatening messages on her voicemails because they arrested him. Frickin' party poopers just don't have a sense of humor, huh? Republican Representative Steve Stivers from Ohio joins the ranks of the humorless here and had Stanley Hoff arrested for the loving and peaceful sentiments left on his voicemail. But come on now, these are just harmless little jokes, right? I mean, they're just empty threats meant to get a laugh out of some fellow Democrats sitting around the phone prank calling Republican offices. They wouldn't actually do anything, would they? I mean, let's not overreact to a few harmless threats. Oh, this is Wendy Wright, a 35-year-old woman from Tennessee who decided she needed to run her congressman, Republican David Kustoff, off the road because he didn't vote on the healthcare bill as she wanted him to. When he and his driver turned into a driveway to avoid being run off the road, Wendy got out of her car and began berating the congressman and attacking his vehicle. And that brings us back to the Scalise shooting. I don't know about you folks, but I just can't quite put the pieces together here. Where on earth did this unstable individual get the crazy notion that he should run out there and shoot some Republicans? Ah, yes. I should have known. It's those nasty Republicans' own fault. How silly of me. These are just a few articles and stories I've seen over the last couple of months, but it is by no means an exhaustive list of incidents like these. There are many, many more. I fear the riots of BLM, Antifa, and by any means necessary, and other radical groups is only the beginning. And I hope I'm wrong about this, but I see a revolution coming, folks. And it's not going to be pretty. I'll see you all next time.